Now, Pundit of the tournament, you think might be a shoo-in, especially when you listen to this.
Yeah, it's one of these players, Tim. You know what? My little boy goes to the same school. We're best friends actually in the same class. So my wife takes him to his house all the time, and she spoke to Tim in length about football. Believe it or not, my wife. So I hope that's all they were doing.
That's the story the tabloids are making a call now, aren't they?
She said she was talking anyway. Yeah, so Tim is one of these players who's got playing in the hole. Down to
Carry on, Robbie.
Yeah.
Nice. Back up, Robbie. Back up.
Wow. Robbie Savage, the living legend that is Robbie Savage, talking about Tim Cahill.
Is that what it was? You wouldn't ever have guessed, would
you?
you?
Regular house guest of the Savages.
Apparently.
Whether Robbie's there or not,
Cahill's and the Savages.
I think Chris Waddle's had a really
Chrissy
good World
Waddle.
The FA just sit on the backside and do nothing.
Chris Waddle has had an excellent tournament.
For that alone, I think he deserves some credit. I think that was absolutely marvellous moment, really.
Sav and Wads. Any others?
Clarence Seedorf.
I'm a big fan of
like
Clarence Seedorf.
He's been great. He's been so cool, hasn't he?
Get up, stand up for your right.
I think also
stand up.
Shearer and Seedorf in a karaoke bar in Cape Town. The mind boggles.
I'd pay money to see that.
I think the thing is, we also forget Hansen is so good and so used to him that he doesn't actually feature in these roundups. To be fair, I just said to be fair again. Actually, I got a bet on that last week.
To be fair,
Beardsley, wasn't it?
No one else is actually doing pundit of the tournaments.
You are pundit of the tournament.
An honourable mention for Gareth Southgate, because I think he's had a good World Cup over on the other side. He's been the only one in a sea of effluence who's actually.
Has anyone watched on TV? Has anybody watched? I didn't know he was on.
I think Hansen's the best pundit.
But he is. But he's always there, isn't he? Immovable. And...
No, it doesn't mean it doesn't count.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is that you forget
he's your go-to man if you want instant punditry. When you talk about peace, when you talk about penetration, it's not great.
Then you go to Robbie Savage talking about Tim
Robbie Savage. And I think Hansen has never talked about any other players' wives coming round and talking about football. I think.
So if you wanted a co-commentator, you'd go Sav every time.
Well, some people don't even need a co-commentator actually. Where Jim Beglin, when he cried off the other week
with his
earache, which
we know what that is.
This is hilarious. Jim Beglin couldn't be a pundit on ITV because he had earache, and that possibly comes from sitting next to Clive Tilsley for 5 weeks. And he went to the doctor and said my ears hurt. And said, "What do you do for a living?" "I sit next to Clive Tilsley." "Get out."
Well, there you are.
Don't waste my time. What about this pundit?
They're always colourful, aren't they, Brazil? The only difference today is we haven't got all the lovely women in a state of undress because it's too cold. But normally we've got them dancing along the touchlines and the cameras picking them out. And of course the other thing we were talking about earlier on about the fancy dress, half of them come in fancy dress just to get on the television.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't
possibly
that's
what
make
they
any
do.
Comment about women. They're beautiful, absolutely stunning, the Brazilians and the Chileans. Not as nice as my wife. Anyway, Chile on the attack.
That was really uncomfortable. That was really uncomfortable.
I felt a little bit creeped out by that.
I feel really tense.
I know, I do.
I almost stuck my buttocks.
Oh, that wasn't nice.
This little chair is now attached to me. I'm clenched so tightly.
You could stand up and take it with him.
I could go out on wheels. That was unbelievable.
That was pretty horrible. I'm not nominating that.
They're beautiful.
I'm not.
What about this for a pundit?
I think you can see the way he's doing it. He has to be the master
Excuse
of the
me?
team.
What are you talking about?
Jürgen.
Nice.
Jürgen. No, worst pun.
I must say that Lineker saying Jürgen at the end of everything that Adebayor said is by far the funniest thing.
I like it.
Because as you know, I don't listen to the commentators or the pundits. I can't have them on in the house.
No.
They're like EastEnders to me.
You have missed a lot of Keegan then.
Keegan was barely alive. Keegan was clearly being kept in a cellar in a hostage situation.
His medallion was weighing him down as the tournament progressed.
He looked a bit better as the tournament wore on, I thought, Keegan. He was, at the start, he looked rough.
Colour in his face.
He did.
He put him in the sunbed.
In the sunshine. Sunbed, yeah, probably for a couple of hours.
A few rounds of golf and he perked right up. What about Robbie Earle? Do you think he gets a mention?
That's possibly the last one, yeah.
He set up a ticket website, apparently.
So best pundit, Robbie Savage. Worst pundit, I'm going Kevin Keegan.
Keegs?
Keegs?
No one's ever called him Keegs, have they?
No, and I'm not sure they should. Best pundit.
I don't know where that came from.
I'm going seeds. Seeds. I'm going
seeds.
Seeds. Yeah.
You like Clarence Seedorf?
I do a lot.
What about
yes.
Edgar Davies?
Edgar Davies. Particularly in relation.
Are the children safe?
Particularly in relation to Edgar Davids. After the Japan-Paraguay game, which was the most boring game of my life, they went back to Edgar Davids and said, Edgar, what do you think? And he didn't even say any words. He just went, and they all started. He just made this primal sound.